To TalkingWithHeroes.com talk show program. I am Bob Calvert, your host, still broadcasting here from Basrah, Iraq. Anna Sophie Hickson behind the camera, and we're still here with Charlie Company. But before we get started, I want to thank the people who made this trip possible. Blackhawk.com, Newsblaze.com, MilitaryConnection.com, FreedomHunters.org, LauraBurgess.com, number5jump.com, soldiersangels.org, and broadbandforamerica.com. If you get a chance, check out their websites. I'm sure they'd appreciate getting an email thanking them for being willing to step up and support the troop stories coming back like this. And so, as I said, we're still here with Charlie Company, the 2nd of the 285th Assault Helicopter Battalion with North Dakota, Utah, and Arizona National Guard soldiers. And we're here right now with Sergeant First Class Derek Heck. And welcome, sir, to Talking with Heroes.
Okay,
go ahead.
As Bob mentioned, Sergeant First Class Derek Heck, Mandan, North Dakota. I've been in the military for just coming on 19 years next month. Second deployment, first one overseas, one stateside, one overseas. As you said, here in Basrah, Iraq. Not a whole lot to say about my military career. I've had a lot of fun in the last 19 years. I am currently the first platoon sergeant for Charlie Company. Blackhawk Helicopter Company, as Bob said, basically day-to-day flight duties, the caring for soldiers, caring for the crew chiefs of the unit, making sure aircraft get maintained, making sure all the day-to-day stuff stays in line. I think probably the most interesting part of my story is how I got here to Iraq. I was in a medevac unit, and I was asked, would you please come to Iraq? We're looking for an E7 platoon sergeant. And I stepped forward and took the initiative, and knew that I had a long road to get to where I needed to go before I deployed. This all started in the end of 2009, or rather the end of 2008, October 2008 I was asked. So I had to go to a 2-month school. I was recently engaged to my girlfriend of 6 years. I figured it was finally time to ask her to be part of my life for forever. So October 2008 rolls around. I got a school coming up. January, February of 2009 I was gone, 2-month school. Valentine's Day happened to fall on a weekend. In this school we got that weekend off. I surprised my fiance with a plane ticket to Pennsylvania where I was out for school, and I took her to New York City for the weekend, so it was a rather unique experience. A lot of it was just happiness and being able to spend time knowing that I was going to be gone for a year. So I come home in the beginning of March 2009, and we had the worst spring floods of 500 years, or so that's what they tell us. And my unit got activated to go help fight the floods with the Blackhawk helicopters and everything, hauling sandbags. It was all over the media for months. And got home, no sooner got my uniform out of the dryer, if you will, and back on the road to help the citizens of North Dakota and Minnesota fight floods. I got a phone call about 2 weeks into it saying, you're being evacuated from my home because of the flooding there. I was home approximately 3 days and got my wife settled into a different place so we could keep her safe, and then it was back off to fight the floods for a couple more weeks. Pretty interesting experience. Got home and planned the wedding in June. Well, we had rented a little ranch where we were going to get married at, and that had flooded also, so we had a lot of work to help the owner get everything prepared for that. The day the crew come to set up the tent and the dance floor, They had 3 inches of rain, so it totally changed the layout of where we were getting married, and with the tent and with the dance floor and with where we're going to eat dinner and all the fun stuff. But we got it moved and got it all set up and got it on the little side of the hill, and everything turned out way better than we had initially planned that it would. So that worked out great. We spent a short little time on a honeymoon, just a week away at a lake resort. I'm a full-time training guy, training readiness NCO back home. So my first priority after getting married was getting everything set up for our pre-mobilization that was going to start at the end of August. So it was a lot of hustle and bustle and arranging for ammunition and food and quarters and stuff for soldiers when we went out to do our training. Not to mention we had a huge inspection coming up also that we had to prepare for prior to going out the door. Well, we started the training exactly on my 35th birthday, so I wasn't overly excited the fact that that's one more day, a significant day anyway for me, to spend at home with your family, but that's one more, I guess, sacrifice, a small sacrifice, but a sacrifice nonetheless. Started our mobilization training and spent a few weeks out in the field doing maneuvers, the pre-deployment training, you know, rifle ranges and pistol quals and NBC training and land nav and all that fun stuff. My wife and I had talked a lot about whether or not we should wait. You know, I'm not the youngest dog in the pack, if you will. I'm 36 now. Should we wait to start a family? Should we try to start a family? And the baby'd only be a few months old when I got home. Well, we decided that we would try to start a family before I left. And it come around the beginning of October, the first week of October, we left to head out to Fort Sill. Come to find out, we weren't pregnant, or at least we didn't think we were pregnant at that time. We spent the first week at Fort Sill. I got the phone call that said, "Guess what, honey, I'm pregnant." So that was confirmed. She was a month along, so we were pretty excited. We were kind of disappointed at first because we tried to get pregnant, then I left knowing that we weren't pregnant, and then to find out a week later that we were pregnant. So it went from up being excited to down to now being excited because we're both going to be first-time parents. So that was a really good feeling. Spent the time at Fort Sill going through the mobilization training there, and we decided that we wanted to find out what gender we're going to have. So we had talked to a few people and found out a pretty cool idea. Skype was pretty easy when you're at home, and it was pretty easy back in the States to get a hold of your loved ones back home on Skype. So we used Skype. We talked to the doctor and the ultrasound, and they put it in an envelope and concealed it so that we were able to Skype together. We were both able to find out the gender of the baby.